I'm Liam.
I'm Wayne,
You're listening to In Film We Trust YouTube.
a place where we post clips from our recent episode.
All links down below in the description.
And now, on with the show.
A scene which was, for a lot of viewers, genuinely difficult to watch, this one.
It was crazy, but it starts out because they're staking him out, aren't they?
Yeah.
What is that, like a lockup, or like a warehousey lockup
Like
thing?
a lockup, yeah, which they both go inside.
It's just porn mags, isn't it?
Yeah, porn mags. But then there's a TV, which they watch something on, and apparently Michael Smiley, because we don't never see what's on the screen,
No.
apparently his imagination was so vivid, he almost threw up in his own mouth.
He did, yeah.
Watching these videos.
Because you hear it's like a scream from the TV, what they're watching, don't you?
We're guessing we think it's like violent pornography, like snuff film or something
It's
like that.
snuff film. Do you think it's anything related to what comes later in the film without giving the later part away?
Well, it could, or it could just be that this guy is just a totally screwed up
A
individual.
messed up man. And then obviously they go back to the librarian's house, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
This is where
They've got him tied up in his kitchen. Yeah.
torture ensues.
It's not like the priest, it's not like a single shot to the head. They really draw the process out. And it's impressive how they've done it, like the bit where he strikes his knee with a hammer. It looks like it's genuinely happening as well. One theory I heard as to why this scene is so difficult to watch is the librarian is kind of asking for it.
Yeah. Do you know, this is a nice little fact, do you know where Wheatley was actually influenced from with this scene?
Something like Reservoir Dogs?
No, the orphanage.
Oh, right.
There's a scene in the orphanage. I don't know. Have you saw the orphanage?
I've not seen it, no.
Well, there's a couple, and there's this old woman walking across the street, and I think she's looking at the couple. It's been a long time since I've seen it, and she's crossing the street, and this bus, I think it's a bus or a truck, just plows into her, and it just takes the audience so by storm. Not necessarily with her getting hit. When she's on the ground, when people go to see her, the camera shows her, and then the camera turns away, and you think, okay, they've shown the body. There's no need to show it again, right? Well, it goes back to her, and you see her face kind of melt, and she comes alive again for a second, and her face is like all contorted. And Wheatley's actual idea for Kill List came from this. Not necessarily a direct influence, but he thought it was so striking in showing the audience, we will cross that line. And that's where he was influenced by this hammer scene. Telling the audience, oh, you think you're safe? You think we're not going to push it? Well, here you go.
You were expecting like another one-shot kill, but...
Yeah.
But again, it's the whole, these are hitmen, they're not good people, but they've seen this video, which has clearly disturbed them, and they don't like it. So they take it out on the librarian, who again is asking for it and is thanking them for it as well.
He thanks. Well, the master of this scene, I think, he takes the hammer, Jay. He gets his knees, doesn't he? Bashes at his knees first, is the first thing.
Smashes his knees up.
And he goes to his hand, doesn't he? Well, first he burns them with cigarettes.
Yeah, he's a cigarette burning, yeah. He's been hitting him in the face as well.
Yeah, he punches him, burns him with cigarettes, then he gets the hammer, which is the most iconic scene, I suppose, from the film.
Yeah.
And in wide shot, this is where I think that this scene excels. It stays in a wide shot while the librarian's head is down on the table, and Jay just completely smashes his head with the hammer, and the shot doesn't cut away, it stays in wide shot.
Yeah, because it goes from him setting up to him being on his face down and then getting smashed up,
But prior to getting belted with the hammer, he actually says to Jay, we should preface this, by saying, while Jay is speaking to the librarian, Gal has actually gone off to find money in a safe box of the librarian's, doesn't he?
Not only money.
Not only money, he also finds files, which is addressed later. And in this scene with Jay and the librarian starts looking at him in almost like a mild taunt, isn't it? It's like this taunting manner. And
mocking kind of way,
And he says to Jay, does he know who you are? Referring to Gal. And Jay's like, what? He's perplexed, isn't he? And then he says to Jay, the librarian, I'm glad to have met you. What do you do with this information? What does that mean?
It's like, glad to meet you. Like, again, is it something from the past? But then again, if it was Jay's past, would it be Gal's past as well?
And then when Jay takes the hammer to him, the whole time he's beating him with him almost, he's telling Jay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, he's just thanking him the whole time. Yeah.
Which is bizarre.
Yeah, it's not the kind of thing you would choose to say. And again, that's why it was so much more disturbing, because it wasn't against his will. It's like he wanted this to happen to him.
And during this beating, before the librarian comes to his grisly death, he gives the address of who made the snuff films, doesn't he?
Yeah. And then that's their next destination.
Yeah,
because this is off the list. This is, but Jay's like, we have to go and get this guy.
Yeah, the construction site. Yeah,
The construction site. Yeah, it's like we have to go and get this guy, even though it's not what they're supposed to do.
just because the videos and that were so heinous.
But think, what would it take to disturb these guys
Well,
this
that's the
much
thing, yeah.
that they want to go and do this?